Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube interview. This time with the great Caden MacDonald and Jordan McCleery again. Grand final preview number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the great man Caden MacDonald.
Oh, Dutsy. George, what's cracking?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, going well. Got Riv in the background. That's a bloody good pick of the great man. He's a beautiful specimen. I'm good, Duxy. Thanks for having me on. And
No problem, mate.
How excited are you for this weekend?
Oh, so pumped. I wish we could be there, but
we'll be there in spirit.
That's right.
Pretty exciting times, isn't it? Because out of all you guys, obviously I'm the youngest. I know, Caden, I think you were 3, you said, when you saw them in the 2000 grand final. Is that right? Or something like that?
I was 5, yeah.
Five, yeah. So you probably have got like fond memories of that, or not like the best of memories. But it's kind of like my first real experience of a D's like side in a proper grand final. And like, I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I still feel like this is just a normal game. Like, it's just a normal grand final. Like, it's just like one of the normal grand finals. It sounds weird out of the mouth, but just the normal. It just feels so surreal as well. That's the only thing. But I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm not nervous at all. I'm not feeling any I feel confident, but I just do not feel nervous at all. That's the only.
I was really nervous for the Cats game. It was surprising to me how much I got swept up into it all. Like, I was genuinely struggling to sleep for a couple of nights, like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. I was genuinely struggling to sleep, and I was having dreams every night relating to footy, and there was interrupted sleeps, and I could not stop obsessing over it. Like, what if we don't make the grand final? And I think that was mainly to do with like my sort of relationships with the Geelong Footy Club and being from Geelong and the town and all my mates. So there was added pressure on me in particular to be like, oh geez, if we get done, it's not only are we not making the prelim, but it's to Geelong, who have the wood over us for many, many years. But it does feel a little bit different this week. I feel like all that pressure got alleviated. I feel like it's almost a bit of a free hit, even though it's not. Like, in my head, it's like we're playing with house money a little bit, because I didn't expect us to get this far. And it's amazing to be in a grand final. But so part of me is like, the pressure's off. Like, we've made it. Just go and play the footy we know how to play. And they'll be fine. But another part of me is like, well, as a footy side, we can't take grand finals for granted, or finals for granted, or anything for granted. So part of me is like, we have to get it done as well.
Yeah, I've kind of got that little bit of thought that it could turn out, not that I'm hoping it to be, but it could turn out like that 2018 West Coast prelim final, where maybe we've left our run a little early. Like, we've just been performing so well the last couple of weeks that this kind of thing. But I don't think they will. They've got the rest and all that. And
I think we can. And what is, like, I'm starting to learn and trying to accept is that I think we can trust this group, and I think we can trust that. And I'm going to touch wood because it's the Melbourne Footy Club and we don't know what will happen. But I almost think we can trust that to not happen. Like, no matter what, we're going to get a really good effort from the lads, and we've seen that over almost 14 months now. Like, the back end of last year, they were pretty consistent. I know they had that little lapse in Cairns, but around that back half of the season, the trust was growing, and definitely into this season, the trust has grown. So I think I know what I'm going to get from my footy club going into this week. And for us in particular, that is like a weird feeling, like knowing what you're going to get. It's like, it's very foreign to us, but yeah, I'm keen to see him crack in for sure.
Yeah, a bit like a Geelong as well. Like, I feel like Geelong fans as well can like trust their team as well to get the job done, especially down at Caden. So,
and the Tigers, over the last 3 or 4 years, they'd be down at half time and they just sort of sit there, relax. And, you know, if we were down at halftime, I'm considering leaving because it's going to get to 80, 90, 100 points back in the day. But Tigers fans will sit there at halftime and go, "We'll win this," and it's just that trust in your footy club. You know that you're never really out of games, and even we're starting to develop that aspect of our game with the comeback against Geelong and the comeback against the Lions throughout the year. So yeah, there's a lot of trust, but in saying that, there's still one game to go. So yeah, all the pressure, it all comes down to this.
Do you trust him, Duxie?
Bloody oath, mate.
You've always trusted him, haven't you, Duxie?
Yeah, I've always trusted him, never doubted him. Especially round 23 when we were down by that at half time. I'm like, nah, we'll come back and win.
I rate that, yeah. I conceded that we were going to play Port Adelaide next week. I'd already checked out of the game, and it was only because and usually I'm pretty optimistic. Usually I'm up for the comeback. In 2008 against Freo, Dad and I stuck it out at half time, being 54 points down, and we came back in that game. And usually I'm a real back your team in, but I had so much excitement about us coming down to Geelong. We were first on the ladder, or maybe second or third, or wherever we were on the ladder, and it was our best crack at the Cats in all my existence. And to be 44 points down against Geelong, it sort of just brought up all these memories of, whenever I think we're going okay, it takes a Geelong footy club to bring me back to reality. So in that game down at GMHBA, I definitely, checked out of the game and conceded, and the way they clawed back, it was just phenomenal. So, yeah, I rate that. You had the full faith, Duxie, because they proved you right.
Yep. And just announced, or will be announced soon, or I don't know if it's been announced, but our coach, Simon Goodwin, Coach of the Year.
Yes, that needed to happen. I'm so happy for that.
Yeah, had to, 100%.
Yeah, if he didn't, I would have been really, really... I was pretty upset Clayton Oliver didn't, pinch the Brownlow, but when they were talking about Coach of the Year, it had to be Goody. He was, down the firing line of getting sacked, and to take his team and our team to a grand final, I think it's an amazing story.
I also think Mark Williams has a little bit to that as well. Did we just recruit him or get him this year, or was it 2019?
Yeah, it was,
I think last year.
Was it last year?
I don't.
No?
I don't reckon. Well, not for last season. I think you might have started working maybe end of last year.
Last year, but for this season, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe he had something to do with that a little bit. Not a lot, but at least experience.
You hear all the lads on the website and whatnot talk about the DNA club and the David Neitz Academy, and Choco runs that, and all the leadership that the first to third year players do. Years ago, and I know I'm talking about years ago, and I probably should let it go. It's in the past, MacDonald. But years ago, that sort of stuff, I think I'd hear from a Sydney Swans sort of culture or a Hawthorn Footy Club sort of culture, and I don't think I would have heard that from a Melbourne Footy Club culture. They're breeding their young talent with an hour on a Monday with an experienced coach, and everyone's getting up doing public speaking, and they're learning about the club, and they're that is just phenomenal culture. And yeah, I just love that, and that I think is driven by Choco, which is amazing.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Duxie, do you want to get into some predictions, mate?
Well, the votes for the Coach of the Year, Simon Goodwin won it quite convincingly, 258, Beveridge 193, and Leon Cameron 84.
Oh, smashed it.
Smashed it.
Yeah, that's good.
It's the predictions are, I reckon, well, of course we'll win. First goal,
so.
Cozzy Pickett, but if Spargo doesn't end up getting fit to play, they might bring in Wiedemann. He kicks it. We win by 21, and Clary with the Pachaka with the Norm Smith.
Beautiful.
Now,
That is? Yeah, that's it.
yeah, your prediction.
You go.
Geez. If Wiedemann comes in for Spargo, I'll eat my hat. I would love that. I'd love to see Sammy Weed in there. I'll probably go I'll go the D's. I think it'll be really close at halftime, but I see the third quarter being the difference, hopefully, for us. I hope we can have just one of those quarters that blows the game to smithereens and we can sort of all sit back and enjoy the last term. I don't really want to be nervous watching the last quarter, but I'm going to tip us by 27. And I'll go first goal. I said this, I was on another potty during the week and I said, I reckon that long ball forward, real tone setter from Benny Brown. He'll extend the mittens, mark 20 out, big pack mark, and he'll kick the first. And then the Norm Smith, I'd love like a Clayton Oliver or a Petrarca because I really want their legacies to start to build now. I want them to be seen as some of the best talent in the comp, but I'm going to go an old favourite. I'm going to go Jack Viney. I reckon he'll not one up his old mate Ollie Wines, but I reckon him and Ollie Wines will have one of the best weeks of their life. Ollie Wines winning the Brownlow and hopefully Jack Viney winning the Norm Smith.
Yep.
Nice. I reckon. Where should I start? I don't know where to start. Well, okay, let's go. Norm Smith. Norm Smith, if the D's happen to win, and I know I'm not like as Melbourne as like you guys and like Melbourne. Like sounds silly of me to say, like losing to the Dogs, like it's like kind of a good thing a little bit. Like I wouldn't mind it. Although I lose the D's, no, it's better than say like losing to a Geelong, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's I wouldn't be like gut wrenched in a way. I want the D's to win. I'll be supporting the D's, obviously, 100%. But I'd go. I don't know if you stole my tip, Doxy, from yesterday or when I saw you, but I did tip the D's by 21. So I don't know what was going on there. But
no, I remember I said first jokingly said 4 because last time we won the flag, we won by 4 against Collingwood.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then I said, my real tip is 21.
Yeah. So, well, I believe I did say 21. I might go back in the archive and find that. But if it was not 21, it'd be 23. So I'll do that. First goal scorer, I'm going to have to go. Let's just go. Cut this. I don't even know.
Really, Frida or...
Yeah, let's just go Fridge or Cos. Either one.
Yeah, Cos. Yeah, Duxie's call with Cos, I reckon, is a great shout.
Yeah, but I thought you were going to go Rivers because of the background.
Rivers from the back line. Gets a handball from half back, goes the whole way.
And that celebration. I'd probably safe bet to just put on Cosy or someone or Bailey Fridge, but and then Norm Smith, I'm going to go Gorn. The heart and soul, like...
How good would that be?
I've got like a good feeling though. Like if it is our day, like against Geelong and the Brizzy Lions, I feel like Gorn could definitely win the Norm Smith. And then similar to what you said, Caden, like I do feel like it'll be pretty like low scoring. This is just my gut feeling. It could be like a perfect sunny day, perfect for football, like for scoring goals and all that. But I feel like, halftime could be like 40 all or something, pretty low scoring. Players obviously adjusting to that like grand final conditions and like the hype around it. Nerves will settle after halftime. And I think kind of like their game styles will prevail and use like, they'll like kind of figure out kind of each other's defense, forward, like attacking and all that. So, and then that's when I hope the D's can just flick them away like what we did against Geelong and other teams as well. So yeah, that's kind of like what I'm thinking on grand final day, hopefully. Very Melbourne biased, aren't we?
We got to be. We absolutely have
got to be.
I'm really excited to see like our forward pressure and midfield pressure and just that attack and hunger around the footy has been, I think that in the first 6 or 7 rounds, it was almost record breaking, like the pressure acts and the tackles and whatnot. I can't wait to see that unleashed on grand final day. The Dogs I respect really, really highly, but I think during stages this year, they didn't quite handle teams that pressured them like that particularly well. Like I think of our game against them. I think Richmond against them, and maybe a couple of games towards the back end of the season. So I would love just to see that hunt and that hunger from our boys. And I think unleashing like a Viney and a Petrarca and a Harmsy and those sort of blokes on grand final day would just be so exciting.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Do you reckon, that's like a question I want to raise like you two, but do you reckon Harmsy will go to Libba like in round 11 or something like that, or will he kind of like lay off him 6 rounds later or 7 rounds later and let Libba like have a bit of a free run around the park?
What do you reckon, Duxie?
I'd probably say yeah.
Stick to the same kind of like structure when they played each other at Marvel. Yeah.
I think we got to do something. I don't want to see Libba running around getting touches for fun, because he's just like, his possessions are very important. Like, he's that sort of person who feeds it out to the Bonds and the McCrays, and then they get that sort of chain linked handball run out of the stoppage. So because Harmsy's been playing a bit of half forward, I wouldn't be surprised if Viney gets the job to like, all right, your first instinct is to stop Libba, and then you do your job. Like, you run off and get your own touches after that. So it wouldn't surprise me if you see like a Viney at like the start having that job on him. The one thing in particular that I was sort of thinking throughout the week, I used to love in the first 4 or 5 weeks of the year, Cozzy would start in the midfield. What are you giggling at, George? Cozzy would start in the midfield, and for the first bounce in particularly, and I absolutely, like, that gets me so excited seeing him around like the first contest. So I wonder if that would be something to fire up the lads, having Cozzy start in there for the first bounce. I'm not sure.
I don't think he has been starting in the middle though.
No, he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't for ages, but he did earlier in the year.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see if they do that. But it's just funny how it's Libba that they tag out of everyone like in that dog squad, or especially in that midfield. It's funny, how it's like the Libba. So it's kind of like really good from Goody and all like the staff the coaching staff and all that, to find out that Libba is that player that, you know, like what you said, like links handballs and all that. And like, I certainly wouldn't have picked it. I would have like obviously gone like a McCray or Bond or some you know, someone like that. But it's just funny how it's Libba. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the coaching staff, I think, has gone to another level this year. And like, there's no surprise Goody got Coach of the Year. Like, I remember the first time we versed the Dogs, Petrarca, he said something in a post-game interview. He said, we wanted to trust the tackler. And I remember going, what's that? And then on the couch, like a couple of days later, they broke down what trust the tackler meant. And it showed how instead of 3 or 4 Melbourne players going to tackle the one bloke, if it was like a one-on-one, they'd trust the one bloke going to him to tackle. So they'd all stand off and guard other players. And little things like that, where it's like you've trained your players to send one bloke at a time, and one bloke does have the strength to tackle and get it done. It's so clever. And then another thing he said the other day after the Geelong game was they like to test the tackler. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? And then on the couch or one of those smarter shows, they broke it down for me where they sort of invite a tackle to come to them, especially as the midfielders, and Petrarca and Oliver have the strength to put the arms up, and then a second tackler comes, and then they get the handball out, and they've got like 2 players or 2 opposition players sitting on them on the ground, and it opens up the game. So tactics like that, like stopping Libba, trust the tackler, test the tackler, it's so clever, and it's advanced, and it's stuff that you can't drum into like a young list. Like, I don't think you can drum this sort of stuff into a Gold Coast or a young group. You've got to have a mature group that's been under your system for a couple of years. So it's just, the club is just in such a good position at the moment. It's so exciting, and trust the tackler, test the tackler, run through brick walls, let's go.
I trust you, Duxie.
If May goes down, Duxie, I think you'll be next in. You might have to cover Norton on the weekend for us.
Also, like, are you going to be streaming, Caden? Or Duxie, are you going to be just like doing your own shit?
No, the boss gave me an RDO, so I'll just watch it with Dad, I think. What about you guys? How are you guys watching it?
I'll just be watching at home. I'll just watch it with dad, brother, and all that. And
What about you, Duxie? You just watching it from home? Obviously.
Yeah.
Have you got a big TV there? Have you got a good setup?
Yeah, I do.
Surround sound?
Yep. But not bigger than your plate. Not bigger than yours, though.
Look at my TV there. It's tiny. I'm
talking about the Kiss one.
Oh, yeah. No, well, the Kiss have all the tricks of the trade. It'll be good.
More importantly, how are you going in the Geelong 7-day lockdown?
It's frustrating. It was quite funny though, because we came out of lockdown for a week, and then we obviously got put back in it. And I almost had hope that we could have people around for the grand final, because it was sort of 2 or 3 weeks before the grand final we came out of lockdown. And then we went back in it. I was a little bit disappointed and frustrated, and I hit up Connor Rogers, who lives in Melbourne, and I was like, "Oh, Rogie, how rough's this? We've just gone back into lockdown." And I was complaining to him, and he goes, "Yeah, mate, we've been in lockdown the whole time." And I was like, "Yeah, fair. I should probably suck it up." But yeah, it was a good week while it lasted.
Also painted the house. Well, not painted, decorated, sorry.
Me?
Out the front. Yeah.
Well, not out the front. I wouldn't be putting Melbourne flags in Geelong. But they'd get taken down, probably. We don't have great furniture here, but we've got this like old wooden like bookshelf thing that has like a bowl of fruit and a couple other bits and pieces on it. But that's covered. That's covered in scarves and flags. And we haven't really been getting into Christmas the last few years. Like if you walk into our house at Christmas, it's just me and my dad here. It's like it's not the most, it's just two men living here, so it's not the most exciting place. But I really wanted to sort of make an effort to Melbourne it up, because it doesn't have that grand final feel at the minute. We're so far away from WA, and we're not walking down the street and getting the buzz of the town. So I wanted to do something even a little bit small. So yeah, there's a couple of things up on the old bookshelf. What about you guys, Duxies? Yours look pretty good behind you.
Yeah, got it. All this from the Melbourne Footy Club website, the cutout stuff.
Yeah. Did you guys get the jumpers and the shirts, the merch?
Yeah, I got the Demon Army shirt.
Yeah.
The Day Leave. And got the...
Yeah, I got the grand final one as well. How cool are they?
Oh, that's bloody good.
You know what I forgot, which I will do in the next...
Record.
I was just about to say that. I haven't got that yet. I'm going to go duck out and get that.
I got 2, so if you want that one.
Oh no, I'll go down and get 10. I want to collect them all. It's just crazy that our team is on like the grand final record. And it was funny the other day, middle of last week, I saw a press conference, and it was Alex Neil-Bullen. It was on the D's website. And usually if it's a Wednesday press conference on the YouTube channel with Alex Neil-Bullen, there'll be 1 or 2 microphones and 1 or 2 blokes asking him questions. But there's about 10 microphones in front of him, and you can sort of tell by the journalists trying to ask questions that there's a few people there. And that just made me feel like, oh, this is the grand final week. Like there's buzz around our footy club. There's like, it's just so exciting. It's so exciting.
Like you definitely feel it in Perth though. Like if we're in Perth, it'd be pretty much like what it'd be like in Melbourne. So yeah, shame, but look, at least I'm very grateful, and that we're at least in it. And
I'm so grateful we're in it.
Yeah, it's just sad though, because remember the GWS game, like that was our last game, and yeah, like we were together, Caden and I, and Duck didn't want an interview and all that. So
because we lost, and I don't like losing. That's why.
Yeah, that's why I took off early as well. And it was so funny. I felt like we played so bad that game. Yeah. But we lost by 9 points, and GWS were a top 8 side. It's just crazy. Like we've walked away from the G and gone, geez, we played bad today. And it was 150 points. So it definitely felt like it. But now we're walking away from the G going, geez, we were horrible. Lost by kicking a bit. It's just crazy how it's changed.
yeah, like the Essendon game as well. Like the other way around though, didn't play like too well.
Yeah. We played awfully and got over that. We were robbed. Some of the I'm as big a nuffy as you can get, but some of the Essendon nuffies we were sat around made for an interesting evening. I want him to knock this one over. I want him to get this one, get the drought and all the pressure off the drought.
Bloody oath.
And then I reckon the next couple of years will be so exciting when they're making finals and they're thereabouts, and to sort of have that monkey off the back. I think it'll be so much fun the next couple of years with the pressure off and just watching them go about their business. I think it'll be unbelievable.
I feel like because how old's Dad? He's like 51, so obviously he hasn't seen one. It's been 51 years, so.
But imagine what, George, you're 18?
Yeah, I turned 18 just 2 days ago.
So imagine another 33 more years between now and winning a flag. That's what your dad's experienced. So at 17, your dad's probably like, 17, 18, your dad's probably like, in the next 4 or 5 years. But it was 33 from where you are to where he is. Oh my God, that is just too long. It's too long.
Yeah, exactly. Because he went to the obviously the 2001, and then he went to the game where Jimmy Steins ran across the mark in, I don't know.
88.
Yeah.
Buccanara.
Russell, I don't know if you watch Russell Robertson's Facebook Lives. He showed that replay, that whole 30-second intro of what happened in Buccanara and that. I'm like, great to ruin the intro, Robbo.
Great to ruin the vibe, Robbo.
Yeah, but his videos are good. Interviews are good with former players.
He's great. He's born for it, Robbo. He's all over that stuff.
Do you reckon in the you know how they have like the cool little intro of like the D's with like barely any success, and I feel like a few minutes before like the bounce or
I'm gonna be crying.
Yeah, do you reckon like they'll have Duxie there, maybe you, Caden, with your celebrations after the Geelong game, or?
I don't reckon I'll be. Duxie is gonna get that.
Every time I'm like, seriously.
Duxie's gonna get that much screen time this weekend.
They should bloody pay you, mate, for
exactly.
Giving them that.
Now listen here, Channel 7 and 9, 7 and Fox Footy. Where's my money for the coverage?
But you know what's funny?
No, we won't put that up.
What's funny is once we knock this over, and I have faith, I reckon we get it.
Oh, yeah.
So once we get this done, they'll never play that again. They'll never have any reason to play that again, because the story won't be when we were bad to where we are now. It'll just be like we've almost created a new history after this Saturday. So lap it up while you can, Duck, because I don't reckon they'll be playing it much longer once we're good.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe send a clip of Duxie like celebrating instead.
Yeah, and they play that for the next 10 years. Just
I'll be doing that on the phone, doing reactions to the game throughout the game and putting it on YouTube, or might do a quarter time Facebook Live or Instagram Live or whatever.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's good. Like when Mac kicked that goal. Remember Mac?
Yeah.
Remember your reaction? That was very funny. And yours, Dos? Yours was very funny. Yeah. You know when we got on that roll, when you kicked 4 or something, I didn't. No offense, I wasn't like tuning in because it's like having the phone there and everything. But I would always, straight after the goal, because I knew you guys were on a bit of a delay because of the YouTube and all that. I'd quickly get on and get to that part where you score, and when they score, and it's just so funny because I already know it's a goal, and then YouTube says it's delay, and it was really funny, especially when T-Mac kicked it. Both your reactions are so funny. It was
because I was still nervous at half time. I was like, oh God, we're not there yet, and then I think Gorney kicks maybe 2, And then he slapped that one from 50, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And then the next clearance goes to Tommy Mack, snaps it over his head, and I'm like, we've done it. Like, we've actually done it. We've broken this game. We've blown it to smithereens. That's one of the best games I've ever watched.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Especially against Geelong.
And imagine home prelim, 100,000 people at the MCG watching that. Oh, my God, father.
Geez, that would be on repeat all the time. Yeah.
Well, it's revenge for the prelim loss in 2018.
It was.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and post notifications for Caden MacDonald. Peace out, Caden.
See you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
See you, boys.
Anything else you want to say, Geordie?
Oxy, another awesome video, mate. Keep it going. You're putting out some good content, aren't you, at the moment?
Yep. We'll trying.
Nah, you don't need to try, mate, because you're doing an amazing job. Everyone go sub to the big man Ducks. He's a good boy. He's a good boy at the moment. He's doing his best. He loves the Ds, wants to put out as much Ds content. Hopefully we're back here next week after we win it because we can celebrate. But I appreciate you having me on once again, Ducks. You're a great man. And all the best for Saturday night.